tell us, how did you get your first 5 paying customer?
Actually, through a hackathon. So
What?
yes, we invited developers to build voice applications using VocalBridge at a hackathon, and the developers ended up loving the platform so much. That's how we ended up getting paid customers organically, if that makes sense. Really excited to share more about VocalBridge with the developer community here in Japan, and especially the event later tonight.
Yes. So we're gonna organize a builder night. And Ashwyn is judge, and also his company, VocalBridge, provides the participants, builders, a free credit to use.
That is correct.
Yes. Could you please introduce yourself?
Sure. Hey, I'm Ashwyn. I'm the CEO and co-founder of VocalBridge, which is a developer platform that allows developers to build voice applications or voice interfaces. So we co-founded VocalBridge with Andrew Ng and the AI Fund team and DeepLearning.ai, and Andrew coined this term voice UI, which is voice user interfaces, and VocalBridge is really leaning into that terminology. So, as Andrew says, VocalBridge is empowering developers to build voice UIs of the future.
Super cool. VocalBridge is a you and Andrew's startup.
Yes, we co-founded this. VocalBridge was born out of the AI Fund's Venture Studio program. So I was a founder in residence earlier this year at the AI Fund, and that's where we built VocalBridge together. And now we are sharing it with the rest of the developer community.
I see. So I'm curious, why voice AI is so important to help user experience better?
Yeah, I think voice is the most natural interface when it comes to humans interacting with technology. And again, I'll use the same example that Andrew recently shared in a video, is when people made sci-fi movies like 40, 50 years ago, Star Trek, Star Wars, they never showed humans using keyboards. When interacting with computers, they always showed humans using voice to interact with computers, right? Because it's more natural, it's more intuitive. And I think, I've been working in the voice AI space for almost a decade. I've built, voice and speech solutions at places like Meta or Facebook, Salesforce, more recently Otter.ai. And I think the promise of voice AI and the naturalness of voice as an interface has not been fulfilled yet. So that's one of the reasons we are building VocalBridge, because we want developers to feel comfortable and we want them to feel empowered with building voice and speech AI solutions and adding voice as a layer to their application. So yeah, that's the reason we're building this platform.
I see. I agree with you. For example, I am not native English speaker, so typing is so difficult. Mistake. Oh, but if I can speak to some platform, can understand and then more smoothly.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
I'm curious. Do you have any use case from your company, VocalBridge?
Yes. I mean, we are a developer platform, so we want to give developers the picks and shovels, the tools they need to build voice applications. But from what we have seen so far, developers are building across the board. So fintech, healthcare, one of our customers, early pilot customers, they are actually using VocalBridge to add voice to a clinical trial solution, which allows cancer patients to find the right clinical trials that are personalized to their specific situation. And this is a startup coming out of Stanford Medicine, so they rely on VocalBridge for the voice integration. So healthcare is one. We've seen people try to add voice to fintech solutions. So financial wellness, financial health, financial well-being, those are all the different types of use cases. We have also seen commercial use cases where people have tried to use voice to make their application more interactive, more fun, and really build rich, immersive experiences. So it's a pretty wide spectrum.
I see. So I work with many startup founders. They can build, but it's difficult to get the paid customer. paying customer. Do you have paying customer?
We do have paid customers, yes.
Tell us, how did you get your first 5 paying customer?
Actually, through a hackathon. So
What?
yes, we invited developers to build voice applications using VocalBridge at a hackathon, and the developers ended up loving the platform so much that that's how we ended up getting paid customers organically, if that makes sense.
Amazing. Wow. I see. So thanks to through the event, hackathons, and we can meet the local builders. And
Yes.
then they use your product on, I love it. And then they are using.
Yeah. I think that's sort of like the best approach to getting paid customers. Building something that they want so badly that they are ready to pay for it. And for most of them, we didn't even have to ask them to pay. They just wanted to pay themselves because they like the platform so much.
I see. Thank you so much.
Of course.
So last 2 questions. 1, so your experience, you have been working with big organization a lot.
Yeah.
Like it looks like so smoothly and so successful career. So look back your career and also your life. What was the game-changing moment? If you have, could you please share us?
Yeah, I think I've always enjoyed working on problems that are sort of like moonshots. So what I mean by that is working on problems where the likelihood of success is low. So even at big companies like Meta or Salesforce, I worked with teams that sort of like operated like startups. So, even big tech companies have teams that are working on moonshots, working on 0 to 1 problems. And I always enjoyed working in those environments. Doing a startup of your own is sort of doing that full time and having more accountability, more responsibility, but more ownership, right? You get to own the problem end to end. And, that is something that I really enjoy, and I didn't even have to think twice once I decided to take the leap.
Really?
Yes.
I see. So you didn't feel concern. You decided, okay, I have to start. Okay, I have to proceed, leaving the current role and start.
Yes.
Really, I see. I'm curious. So I'm seeing many founders, and also founders' life sometimes like up and down, right? How do you manage your mental health and also physical health?
Yeah. I think that's a great question. I feel everyone sort of has their own way of coping with stress and balancing, their work and their life and navigating the ups and downs of being a founder. I honestly feel I love building and I love tech, right? And those 2 things keep me motivated. So, even if I get, let's say there is a stressful situation that I'm dealing with, what I do is I go back and I code. Nowadays I do it with Claude Code or Codex, but I just like building things. And, that's sort of like the number 1 stress buster for me.
Really?
Yes. Yeah. I think like just going back to the board and being more hands-on, that's how I deal with, with stress. And that works for me. I don't know if it works for everyone, but at the end of the day, we are building something useful for other people. We are in the business of building products and platforms that serve other people, right? And to be specific, we are building a platform for developers who are building applications and solutions for their customers, right? So I find this process to be very rewarding, that at the end of the day, we are creating value for so many people out there. Yeah, that would be it.
I see. Wow. Okay, so last question. Tell us your some goal in 2026. What do you want to achieve? What do you want to do? And what is the current challenge or pain point? So that maybe our community can help you. So
Absolutely. I think one of the things that we want to see by the end of the year is more and more developers adding voice to their applications. As I said, voice has always been on the horizon, but even today, most of the applications that we use on a day-to-day basis don't have voice as an interface, right? So I think it's about time that we see that transition, we see that change. And by the end of 2026, I want to see hundreds of thousands of developers doing that, adding voice to the applications they're building.
I see. So that today, Builder Night, mini hackathon, and also pitch session. And then you can interact with local builders / founders in here.
Yes.
And then maybe how can I help you is if today will be so successful, we can do it in maybe San Francisco or New York.
That would be wonderful. Yes, we are based out of the Bay Area, so definitely San Francisco and New York is not too far.
Yeah.
So would love to do this again. I'm pretty sure tonight's going to be amazing, and we're going to see developers and founders in the Japanese community, building great solutions with voice and VocalBridge, and we'd love to take this back to San Francisco and then New York with you, for sure.
Okay, let's do it.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, thank you so much. Okay, we gotta go to the event, and so if you want to try to use VocalBridge, please reach out his Ashwyn's LinkedIn, and also here is the website link.
Absolutely.
Yeah, please try it.
All right.
Thank you. Bye bye. The 3 key takeaways from the conversation with Ashwyn. 1. Build something people love. They will pay for it. VocalBridge got their first paying customers through a hackathon, not by selling, but by building something developers truly wanted. Users loved the product so much that they asked for more advanced features, which naturally led to paid plans. Lesson: don't start with monetization. Start with obsession-level product value. 2. Hackathons are not just events. They are customer acquisition engines. Instead of traditional sales, VocalBridge used a builder-focused hackathon to attract the right users, developers, get real product feedback, convert users into paying customers. Lesson: the best go-to-market strategy for developers too is not add-ons. It's hands-on builder engagement. 3. Great founders stay close to building. Even after working companies like Meta and Salesforce, Ashwyn chose to focus on 0-1 problems and continues to code as a way to manage stress and stay grounded. Lesson: the best founders don't just manage, they build, iterate, and stay close to the product. Okay, thank you so much for watching our episode today. We hope this conversation will help your future and career. If you like it, please give you a like and subscribe us. Okay? Thank you so much. Bye bye. またね。チャオ。